This is what my husband had for breakfast today. Nothing. Because the lazy bee is still on bed and I cannot wait anymore. I gotta get down to the build site. So, no breakfast. He's still in bed. I want to show you about my driveway here. This is my whole cemented area where I come up when I arrive home, going out. And some areas of this driveway that I have here in front of my gates are a foot long. So the reason why I'm showing you my driveway, because someone had a comment this morning about being priced for making her driveway. So this is my driveway. This is like like I said, some areas are 1 foot long deep, 1 foot deep, and some are, the minimum area that you can see on this one is 20 to 30 centimeters. Now this is the government road. Actually, this is day 29 now of my budget bungalow build. But you can see here, this is the government road. This is also 5 meters wide. And the thickness is 20 centimeters. The only places that they put rebars on this one is in the middle, not even closely put in, but the rest has no rebars because this is the government project. So this is the way the government do their roads here in the Philippines. This is the style, and the rebars are only seen in the middle. Now I'm going down. This is day 29 of my budget bungalow build, and I'm gonna check what's the progress. Have they sorted the change oil of my mixer? I've noticed there's a car parked there, but I gotta go down, and after I check, I'll discuss about the kind of road. Tina Magellan, I will answer your question today. I'm just gonna go check quickly because I will tell you about my plan of my road that I'm gonna build after this house. And so to give you an idea, but you never told me what is the thickness of your road. But I will just tell you what is my planned thickness of the road and give you a costing for that one. So you have an idea if you are charged more or less. So I'm going here now, day 29. So they have managed to change oil mixie this morning. So you can see that she's a bit cleaner. And this is the oil that we use to flush it out. And we have the 1 liter flushing oil. And we need 2 more of this because it's still not full up the engine oil for her. So Mixie is quite good looking today, and I said to the lawyer that we have to add 1 more because the mark stick here still hasn't reached this one where you open up. There's a marker stick. So it needs like another liter of the engine oil. Now going back to day 29, as you can see, they have taken out the forms that they have poured on the beam yesterday. So you can see it now. This is the part that has been poured yesterday. So it's all rough, but it's all ready for rendering. So it's not a problem to me. And some of the smoothness, like what old Tony is doing, will be chipped off. As you can see here, this is also poured, this part. She's trying to chip off the smooth part so he can, when they render, it will be easy to stick the cement in. So that's the end corner that they have done. And here, and also the middle part. They only have half of the middle part yesterday, so they are continuing on today. It's Saturday. There will not be, I don't expect them to do anything, just do what they can for transferring the forms, and it will be like Monday or Tuesday probably, that we will be finished with all this header beams. Then we'll concentrate on the roofing, and there's still rendering to do, so it's just mostly labor for today. So it's almost 12 o'clock now, as I was having a long shower because my old bee is sleeping late. I don't have to just quickly shower and do things around my home. I could actually have my luxurious long over an hour shower that I'll just stand there and get all the water on my hair and just take my time. I call that a luxurious shower now. Like what I do every day, quick one. Most of the days is quick, like 10-minute shower, like splash on go. That I do like my showers, and long showers the best, because it refresh your mind, all the stress coming out. So this is now what the front is looking at now, but like I said, it's all gonna get ready. All the roughness that you can see is all getting ready for the rendering. We will be rendering for like 1.5 inch both sides. So this all be smoothed out, squared up, and will be looking nice. I was surprised by the amount of comments I have when I was discussing the plumbing system for the sanitary thing here that I discussed yesterday. But I'm glad it's all intelligent talk, because what I hate is people when they try to discuss things and put on their profanities, in which I don't like to see in my channel. So I tend to delete people when they start giving me profanities on their comments. So I don't like that. You can have different opinion than me, different system that you can suggest on what I do, but do it civilly. And also another thing I want to discuss, I got a few of these people that's sending me comments that let me try. Oh, call me. Oh, do you want to talk? Do you want a foreign talk to? You can call me on my number. I tell you straight now, it will never happen that I'm gonna be calling people around the world, because I even put in time for this hobby of mine of filming. And when I go home after I uploaded everything, I want to spend time with my old bee and my family, because I can't be calling other people as well. So sorry. I don't want to be calling people around the world. If you're lonely, call the people. Call anyone here, but not me, asking me to call you. Got 2 or 3 people now. Oh, I want to live in a bamboo house and I want a Filipina to assist me. Comment in the bamboo house video I have. Can you call me? What? And another one. Do you want foreign friend? I'm looking for a foreign friend. You can call me on this number. Oh, come on. But I just published that one for other Filipinos instead of deleting it, because for other Filipinos or other women, not even just Filipinos, might like to befriend them, but sorry, I cannot be calling people around the world. That's it. So you might be wondering, I don't respond to any of those things, even answer their comments for them. Now I'm gonna go back there on the road to show you what I think, Tina Magellan, about your question of the road of 190,000 pesos for a 30-meter driveway. Is it cost effective or not for the price that you're quoted, but you didn't tell me how much is the thickness of this driveway that you are quoted for. But I will just tell you how much I plan on my road, how thick is my driveway after this house. This is the area, I don't know whose car is this, but this is the area where I planned to build my future road project after the bungalow, and then before I start the house. So what you're looking at here, if I turn around, this is the government road. The government road is 20 centimeters thickness, no rebars, just a few spaces in the middle. And for me, Tina Magellan, I will be making a road here with a mix of 1-2-4. That means that it's a 1 cement, 2 sand. So you can see here that the roads even start to get chipped off now. And 4 gravel. So I calculated that one with the mix that I'm planning to do is 1-2-4. 1 cement, 2 sand, and 4 gravel will be 7.5 bags of cement per cubic meter. The road that I plan to do is as thick as this government road, but I will be making a mix, not like them that it is so much less cement but so much aggregates. So what I plan to do with mine, because I'll be showing you the driveways, is this is the width of the road that I plan to do. This is also 5 meters wide, the road that we have here. And I'll be making a 1-2-4 mix, 1 cement, 2 sand, and 4 gravel. That will mean that in 1 cubic meter, I'll be using 7.5 bags of cement. So, and also 15 bags of sand and 30 bags of gravel for the 1-2-4 mix per cubic meter. So that means the 1 meter will cost me around 1,845 by the time the mixer and the running meter. So let's say it's 2,000 for just for materials per cubic meter, for meter. So that's, Tina, that's 30 by 2,000. That's 60,000 pesos, and you're quoted 190,000. So that means the 130 will be labor. So teens, I'm tempted to pack my stuff here and do that for 130,000 labor. But anyway, it's just a joke, Tina. I believe that if your roadway is like that 30 meters at what I quoted you at the 1-2-4 mix that I plan with mine, and that means 2,000 pesos per meter will be my spending budget, and of course plus the labor, the 30 meters that you have will only cost 60,000 pesos in materials if I'm doing my 1-2-4 mix. And of course, if you also add rebars, it is expensive. I mean, my opinion, because you haven't told me how deep is your driveway. But I'm trying to show you here. This is the road. This is 20 centimeters deepness. So this is, I also plan to do the same, but with rebars. So the one I quoted you about the 1-2-4 is the main ingredient for the road. Of course, the certain rebars in certain places, like the middle is the one who had rebars, but you can see here that it's already chipped off. There's no rebars that you can see, because like I said, they only put rebars in certain places where they connect. There's a rebar there, cross rebar, and nothing else. Then another one there, because that's where per meter that they put the rebar. but the rest is only aggregates, and their mix I don't think is 124, because how come this one is already start chipping off. And yes, teens, I have give you the aggregate budget for a road at 124 at 20 centimeters deep, like this road, 5 meters wide, and that will be for your 30 meters driveway. That materials will only cost 60,000, and plus the labor and a few rebars. That's quite a high price. I mean, considering your situation, maybe you're very far, and also the deepness, you might have a foot or more than a foot thickness. But for me, the road where everyone go through, that is the public road, which actually public road made, but the land is owned by us. That is the standard that they do here in the Philippines about roads. So you can see the idea of how much it's gonna cost you. 190 for 30 meters. It's quite dear to me. But then again, you might have 1 foot deep or rebars like a flooring. Matted rebars like floors of a house. So you have to tell me the other details of your road project. Then what will justify that 190,000 quoted to you? This is the old bike of the old man Ikot. I mean Francisco, the one that I'm giving the bungalow to. So someone's interested to buy the whole carcass of this 100cc bike. So they're trying to offer this to them. This is the lady that's gonna buy this for 10,000 pesos, but they're still haggling the price. But you can see the condition of the motorbike. Wonder pa ni siya.
Under pa naman yun.
So it's still turned on, but it's got no gasoline there, I reckon. So this is this old-fashioned bikes that they called Enduros, and this is 100cc. Pila ka years wala na rehistro?
2000.
Patay. It's not been registered for 10 years. It's quite a big...
Original pa ang kuwan.
Gasto ra ka ni registro ng 2,000 kapin, das penalty. Buro ka pero malibo siguro motor, no?
Oh. Mga 3,000.
Oh, ano? Das penalty.
So, you can see that they're still haggling. I don't know what's going to be the final price. The old man selling is at 10,000. But with 10 years, no registration, it should be considered. What is itil? Oh. So, they all agreed for 9,000 pesos for the carcass of this old bike of the old couple. So 100cc Yamaha Enduro or something, and the engine still so-called still turn on, 10 years unregistered, so the penalties. So the sales been made 9,000 for an old bike, dilapidated bike, 100cc. This is the day 29 bill. This is the second visit that I do in the day, and this is Saturday. I'm also bringing their wages. My old B was panicking this afternoon because when I started my channel, he said to me and laughed at me as well that I will never, ever, ever, the longest ever I ever heard, will make my channel be a success or grow, even reaching 100,000 subscriber. That will be impossible. This is what I mean, that I'm gonna put a barrier here. Look what they're doing. They would not hesitate to back on my wall. And so the next step you're gonna do, I'm gonna put a wall on the side of this wall of mine, so they won't ever to back up. So going back, look at that. They're now, some of the waterproofing I put on the wall is chipping off because I think some of them are scratching it. So I'll have a wall built here to stop all that, even any barrier. Now going back to what I said when I started my channel, my husband was laughing at me building a channel, and I will never ever 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 make it grow. But if I do, because I keep on saying I will, and if I do, he will buy me anything I ask. I said, a new computer, since you'll be paying, will be nice. And so this afternoon, while I was checking on the comments before going out, he had a look at the channel and he was shocked to see that it's almost 79,000 subscribers. And I said, oops, remember when I started with 1,000 subscribers and you were laughing at me? I'm almost hitting the hundreds of thousands subscribers, so I like the latest MacBook Pro, the works, since you're paying. So she gave me the S word. So that's what the old B now is panicking. I'm nearing the 100,000 subscriber that he will buy me the MacBook Pro latest edition and all the fancy higher specs. So I'm nearing my build now. And here, day 29, I think the spending for today is only the labor. I'll just go back, discuss about the road project that I'm doing and the costing that I was calculating this afternoon to give you ideas and also to give us subject to discuss when we on the comments. So you can see here the Loy is continuing the digging of the septic tank, which is gonna be 6 foot down, but we're gonna be building up the septic tank. Will be almost in level here with the floor, so there'll be plenty enough with 2 people just living in this house. So here, what they've done, I said only labor for today because they have managed to transfer most of the forms that we have on the next lot of pour. So you got old Tony here doing all the corners of this room and also connecting there on the top of the header beam. And next room, they have old man Tony's done this one, only have the column to be done. So it's there. And the central one will be continued poured because they only done half there from that side, and then it will be continued here. So, and also that corner there, they only poured like half of this wall, so they have to continue that one as well. And hopefully on Monday it will all be done because they're all working on it together. Even Tatay Lito is there and Fredo of course is there, and they have cleaned up the site again, so you can see it's quite tidy. That's the way I like it, like my house, because I just like tidy places. So the only expense for today is only the labor and 2 kilos of tar wire, where they use tying it up, because once the tar wire is tied, most of it will be eaten up by the cement. So all they have to do is just cut it off. So you can see from that corner there, and you can see that extra board, they will just chip it up when they do the pouring, when they do the rendering, I mean, which will be happening some of it next week, because we will be ordering the wood. So I'll just have a tour and then you can have a look, the proper look. So that's my mixie there, all clean up, oil change, and ready to go. So what they're doing is 2 kilos of tire wire, and the labor for today is 60 pesos, and the labor. So this is the whole bungalow now will be chipped, and then we will start some of the rendering next week. Or if the Loy has finished digging that hole, I think Fredo or the old man Tony will be there doing the filing of the blocks for the septic tank. So here on this side, you can see what's the effect. They still got the forms here for the corner columns, so they still continue to do that. So here, there, because they're struggling on this corner because they still got the house, so they try to incorporate that part of the house as part of the form. So when they take it off, that part of that house will be also be destroyed. So that's what they're trying to do. So this is the build now. You can see, like, it looks like a proper house. Then another thing to file on Monday will be the toilet and the little L worktop that serves as the kitchen, because they prefer the dirty kitchen, but that's their working kitchen inside. Now I'll come back later. It's only 4:20. I'll discuss about the road. Then the subject that is mostly been talked today, day 29. So you can see the marker there, and nearing the electric post from here will be 5 meters from that marker to here is my plan road project after I've done the budget bungalow. So from this marker, you can see that I have made a post, and then I'll measure out 5 meters wide towards the other side. And this is what I want to discuss, because you're looking at here, this is the government project, and their mix for this one is 1 cement, 4 sand, 6 gravel. And now you can see the weak consistency, and in fact there's no rebars used. I know I was saying it's 20 centimeters deep, but with a weak mix and no rebars used, now you can understand why the road starts to get chipped. Now this is what I want to discuss, because on my road here, the 5 meters wide is 90 meters long. And also another thing to consider that I've been thinking and calculating was I want drainage both sides. The recommendations that popularly in most books for a driveway, in fact it's not reinforced, is 10 centimeters for driveways with no reinforcement. Now what I plan when I do mine will be 4 meters wide, because I've been thinking of how to save on, because this is my project. I don't want to be doing the same pour that I have on my driveway, because that's the old Bees project. That's why it's some areas is 1 foot deep. So what I'm thinking, I want to follow the 10 centimeter 4-inch recommendation for driveway, but I will put rebars. The rebars that I use for flooring, because I cannot find a metal mesh here, I'm thinking of doing my own mesh using the 8mm rebar. So now this is a trench that the Loy has dug when he had nothing to do, that will go straight on this side of the road, and from here 5 meters there will be the next side of the road. So you can see the trench that's gonna go through, and then 5 meters from that, the width. So what I'm thinking is I will just cement 4 meters, because that will be enough, because you have to remember this 90 meters long road will only be serving me on the one side and Mr. and Mrs. Turner on one side. So it's a private road, and I want to build tiny walls. I mean tiny, it's like 4 piles of hollow block with whatever I could put in to bar people from using this. Otherwise, like I said, some of these people here will be parking their cars here, and they'll be breaking the road. Number one time, you will never even use your driveway because they park their cars, you can't go through. So to avoid all that, I'd like to fence both sides. Now, if I have to do that 10 centimeter deep 4-inch road as recommended with no reinforcement, but I will do mine with reinforcement, and I want 1/2 meter both sides with gravel area for drainage, and then I will do a better mix which I use in my castle, which is the 1 2 3, 1 bag of cement and 2 sand, 3 gravels. Now, by doing this, I calculated it for this 90 meters road, I will be spending labor and materials will be around 450,000. That's labor and materials. This is 90 meters long, and I'm also calculating if I follow the government road, just the material itself with no rebars, and the thickness that they have is 20 centimeters. No rebars, if they're mixed, I know it will be more cheaper because that will only be around 225,000. But do I want to have that kind of grade? Whereas it starts shipping, as I can see, I'll end up repairing it. I would rather have it with rebars because I like rebars, because I know it signifies strength. I like cementing with rebars. So that's what I plan to do. Now this is, I will give you ideas on what to comment on my channel for those people who have ideas about driveways. And also, I'd like to mention someone like telling me, why don't you have a super chat? Because it's easier to talk about the subject that you are discussing every day in a super chat. And they're even willing to pay me for super chats. So I said, I'm sorry, I'm not interested in super chats because my time that's been spent on my hobby of this filming is already taking up so much. I still have to have my family time, business time, and personal time. And then this one is now incorporated into my personal time. So as long as I enjoy it still, no pressure. And it's only pressure on the old B because now, because he predicted I'll never make my channel grow. I could never, ever, ever reach 100,000. Even tell me now he's panicking. It's almost 79,000, and he promised when I started we're about almost 1,000 subscribers. He'd start laughing at me. Now it's almost 79,000 subscriber on the MacBook latest edition, MacBook Pro. All the works, the higher the specs, the better, because you are paying. So this is my road. So what do you think of my plan? So the whole project of the 90 meters long road with, I'll be using 8mm at close proximity rebars like a mesh at 20 centimeters like I did with the floor, very close together. And I'll be doing a 1 2 3 mix, but the whole project will be around 450,000 pesos. So I'd like to hear the opinions of some of the people that got experience of building. There, that's the line. That's the trench there. So you can see then, because we're almost done with budget bungalow, where I'm already thinking about what's the next one. But I'll just want to make sure that I got all the materials for this. Like I said, I'll soon be talking to the one that's gonna supply me the wood for the trusses on the top. Otherwise, I'll just have to get it from the hardware. So yesterday, day 28, the running total was 139,596. So today, the only new material being used is the additional 2 kilos of tire wire to tie up the forms. That's 120 pesos because the tire wire is 60 pesos per kilo, and the labor for today. So day 29, still finishing all the headers. That will be poured Monday afternoon. So this is what we are. And then you can see that the house is now shaping up like a proper house. And you can see the distance. This is I'm standing here to the entrance door, the front door of the house, and you can see the space that involved.